Hello there everyone, and welcome back to the Refrigeration Workbench with UXW Bill. Before we get started, I'll take a moment and apologize for any of the background noises you might hear. Hopefully the dog barking and stuff like that is kept to a minimum. I'll also take a moment and apologize for recording this on a cellular phone, because it definitely seems, at least in the past, as though these things make an absolute hash of the audio, with it wandering all about the stereo image. Now, I could go ahead and record in monophonic, but I'm sure that would unleash a whole other litany of complaining from people that don't have enough to do. But I've gone ahead and separated both the evaporator and the condenser coils from the carcass of that dehumidifier. We'll turn our attention to this one later. I haven't done anything with it yet. Today's video is going to focus entirely on the evaporator coil. I've gone ahead and put a service fitting on here. I brazed the other end of it shut so that it could be, as a commenter suggested and I was considering doing, placed into some sort of a container containing liquid, most likely water, and checked for leaks in that way. The idea being, of course, that if you would see bubbles, then you would know. Well, I haven't even gotten to that point yet, and I've got to say that I am at this point probably left with more questions than answers, and I will show you why. As soon as I got done brazing this thing up, I went ahead and pressurized it with the nitrogen gas, and I heard a leak down here in this area of the coil, somewhere in here. Felt like maybe it was coming from in here. You can also see that there is oil on this bottom tube, and that had to come from somewhere. So I went ahead and cleared out all of these fins around the area where I perceived the leak to be, and I just cannot believe this. It's not leaking now. And I don't know why. I don't know how that act would have sealed it up. If anything, I would have thought that abusing this and knocking it around and flexing and bending it would make the leak worse. But if you listen carefully and the phone will pick it up, or won't pick it up, there's nothing to be heard. So yeah, I'm definitely left with more questions than I have answers at this point. But I've gone ahead and gone into the house and grabbed a pail of water. And in the name of trying to do this in one clean take, hopefully I can get this off here and not let all of the nitrogen gas out. I don't believe that I did. So we'll go ahead and cap this up. Move this hose off to the side. Go down here and get this bucket of water. Of course, we are very, very safe. I hope this will fit in here. It's the only bucket that I've got, especially since I think the electrician made off with my white bucket, which would have been easier to see. Let's just stick this in here. No, it's got better visibility than I thought. Now disregard these bubbles that you see right here. That was simply from the coil filling up with air as I submerged it, pushing it out of the gaps, filling up with water as I submerged it, pushing the trapped air out of the gaps between the fins. Let's go ahead and look down there. I don't see anything. We'll go ahead and turn it around and stick it in there the other way. I do have to be a little careful handling this thing because, as you might imagine, those fins, they're just razor sharp. No, I don't see anything going on in there either. Well, as far as stump the band goes, I'd say this is a pretty good one. I don't know what in the heck is going on here. I will actually be pressurizing this coil and leaving the manifold gauge set on it. And I'll see if it actually holds pressure or if it happens to decline over time. and I will report on those findings down in the video description. It'll be a little while, probably 24 hours or more, before those show up, because I want to give this coil plenty of time to do its stuff. So definitely watch that space for updates, especially if you're one of the early folks to watch this video. And if I notice anything interesting as I explore the remnants of this coil, I will certainly let you know. And of course, you should also stay tuned for the results of testing that particular coil. But in the meantime, I would like to thank you all for watching, and I would certainly welcome any constructive commentary that you happen to have.